The U.S. Arab Radio Network is the largest Arab and Muslim radio network in America, broadcasting throughout the Midwest region Monday through Friday on WNZK AM 690. U.S. Arab Radio features Arabic and English language programming on every topic, from health, food, and culture to government, politics, and legal issues. Listen live to U.S. Arab Radio in Michigan, Toledo, Ohio, and Windsor, Canada on WNZK AM 690. And in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia on WDMV 700 AM. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. So join us every day on the U.S. Arab Radio Network and check out our website at www.arabradio.us.
وسهلا بكل الذين ينضموا للاستماع إلى راديو بلدي أول راديو عربي أمريكي ويعنى بقضايا العرب في المهجر. برامجنا في راديو بلدي كل يوم جمعة من 8 وحتى 9 صباحا في بث حي ومباشر عبر WNZK Radio 690 AM. صباح الخير بلدي، صباح الخير لكل مستمعينا.
Welcome to Radio Baladi, the first Arab, Middle Eastern, and American simulcast radio show. Radio Baladi is broadcast every Friday morning on WNZK 690 AM from 8 until 9 Eastern Time on Good Morning, Michigan. Our call-in number 248-557-3300. And now, stay tuned for the best radio talk show on Arab and American issues.
Good morning and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with US Arab Radio. Happy Friday and thank you for listening. We have a special program for you today. Today is Eid al-Adha, the festival of sacrifice for Muslims. The festival coincides with the trip to the Hajj, the pilgrimage, and to Saudi Arabia, where Muslims have to, or should, able Muslims should make the trip once a lifetime. We are going to be talking about the festival itself and the trip to Mecca as well. I recall growing up in the Middle East, and it's this holiday is very dear to me because it's a lot of fun. So, and then we're going to be talking about the various aspects of it. With us this morning is Imam Ibrahim Kazerooni, one of the leading Muslim scholars in the Detroit area. Good morning, Imam Kazerooni, and thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Mr. Khalil. It's my pleasure. And good morning to our listeners.
Thank you. What is Eid al-Adha and why do we celebrate it?
Well, Eid in general is a festive occasion. And Muslims have at least two major ones. One is Eid al-Fitr, which comes after the end of the month of Ramadan. And the second one is this one, which is Eid al-Adha, and that is the festival of sacrifice. Festival of sacrifice, by default, by its definition, has a unique significance because, yes, it is primarily for people who go to pilgrimage, but historically it relates to the life and the attempt of sacrifice of Prophet Abraham and his son Ishmael or Ismail in the plain of Mecca, Arafat. Because of that, this day is a remembrance day in which people commemorate that occasion. And the way they do it, by those who are present and in Mecca, they slaughter animals and they provide the meat for the poor and the needy. And those who are not there, still some go through the sacrifice and distribution of the meat to the poor and the needy. But this Eid, as well as Eid al-Fitr, has two components to it. It has a religious component and naturally the socio kind of cultural component. And the religious component, the way we go about it is, as you are familiar, we offer prayers, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness and to grant us the privilege of being there and assisting the poor and the needy.
There, that is in Saudi Arabia.
Even those that they are in Saudi Arabia
Okay,
are still
okay.
the same.
Yeah. And the other meaning?
The socio-political, socio kind of cultural issue, the religious dimension is the same. Offering of the prayer with a little bit of sermons and advising the congregation. This is a standard wherever part of the world that you go, this is offered.
Yeah.
But how people go around after the prayer to celebrate this festival day, it differs from one culture and to other. Some people, even here we see the differences.
I recall when I was a young boy, I couldn't wait for this Eid because, they used to give us money and sweets and then go visit family and friends and we happened to live right next to my grandfather, so all of my uncles and aunts and our cousins, and they all come in, and it was just a really great family gatherings and happiness. And one thing I remember, my grandfather, who was the Imam of the town, Sayyid Hassan, and he used to make us or ask us rather. He had 54 grandchildren. He used to ask us to, he used to ask us to distribute food to the needy in the town. He said this is something very important. I still recall that very, very well. Like small plates and meat and all of that to everybody in the town, and everybody came to expect that, I don't know if they still do that in Lebanon or not.
Yeah, for us, in Iraq, it was the same thing where I grew up. As children, we all anticipated the coming of the Eid, whether it was Eid al-Adha or Eid al-Fitr. And children, we looked forward to as you said, sweet new clothes and visiting the patriarch of the family first. And then going around visiting other sites. So this was the socio-cultural part of it. But we were, as children, we would be taken to the mausoleum and to the shrine to offer our Eid prayers.
I noticed something that is we didn't grow up really seeing it in the Middle East. And I see it here more so now I see it in the Middle East as well, which the visit to the cemeteries. And something we never really did. I don't know, is it something new? I don't know what the origin of that. This is supposed to be a time of celebration. Why do people go to cemeteries?
Because we believe that those who have departed, their souls need to be addressed as well. But I've seen it in Iran, in Iraq, and other places where after they, as a matter of fact, in Iran, is the first thing that they do early in the morning. After going to the prayer, after the prayer, they all go to the place, the burial site of their loved one, and they go through the whole celebration as if the soul of the deceased is with them. By reciting Fatiha and distributing food and sweet and asking others to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the soul of the deceased to be granted peace.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, when I grew up, this was not part of the festivities there, but now people do that. They go early there and they pay their respect and remembrance of their loved ones and then they come back home. I recall my grandfather, I used to be his assistant, and I used to go with him after the Eid. Some wealthy people used to bring him money and to give to the poor, and after the Eid we'll just visit all of these people, and he had these little envelopes and give them to everybody, and it's like everybody was waiting for him, and it was, and then they would offer us the sweets, and of course I was there to help and also get some of the sweets. But it's
you are right. There are a number of literature and ahadith we have in Islam that encourage us and command us not just to have the happiness and the festivity within our own household. Think of those who have been either for one reason or the other deprived, and Bring them into your own family circle, or at least go and visit them and provide them with food. Help make them happy as well. Let them
exactly
feel the festivity.
Yeah, spread it around. In particular, I recall during on the Eid day, he specifically used to visit the orphans.
Yes.
He used to say it's important that they don't feel left out, just because they're orphans. So, which is really, really good. There's a lot of memories there. And how many days is the Eid?
Both Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha is technically 1 day each.
Okay.
Eid al-Fitr is 1 day, the day after the end of the month of Ramadan, and Eid al-Adha is the 10th day of the Hajj, which is the 12th month of the Islamic calendar, the day of the 12th month, the Hajj.
Okay.
But the spirit of festivity, the fact that you are going to go around town and visit the poor, the needy, you may not be able to go the first day, you extend it to the second day, the day after, or sometimes 3 days. It is that you share the festivity and the happiness that you have, as you said quite correctly, with the poor, the needy, the orphans, those who are left out, the marginalized, all of them to be happy and to feel that they belong to the community.
Absolutely. One thing I recall, as you well know, in the Middle East, the mosque is like a big, giant room. And my brothers and sisters, we used to go there, and some of the neighbors, we used to go there and clean the masjid and get it ready for the prayer.
For the festivity.
Yeah, for the festivity, yeah. And then the whole town would come in and hold the prayer in there, and we wanted to make sure it was clean and smelled good, and and incense and all of that. So it was really good memories. We mentioned the Islamic calendar. Could you tell us a little bit about how different it is from the Gregorian calendar?
Sure. The Islamic calendar is primarily a lunar calendar.
Okay.
Which rests on the sighting of the moon to establish the beginning of the month, and the sighting of the new moon again to establish the end of the month. And the lunar calendar, compared to the Gregorian calendar that we have, or the solar calendar, is shorter by 12 days. So occasions or festivity occasions, it shifts around, and even month of Ramadan and other months, they shift around the solar calendar by 12 days. This year, month of Muharram, the beginning of the lunar calendar was around the end of February, beginning of March. Next year, it will shift further into February. So around middle of February, we start the beginning. So the month of the Hajj moves further towards the colder period rather than the warmer period. And
okay.
Is going again towards the colder period.
Moves, counterclockwise. Yeah. And when I started fasting, I think it was in the middle of summer, and I kept thinking, why can't we fast like in January? It's easier. Then my grandfather explained to me, he said, well, to be fair to everybody, because if here it's summer, somewhere else is winter, later on it'll be winter, somewhere else will be summer here, so forth and so on. To be fair to everybody is just continues to rotate. And I think the rotation is 20 years. Yeah.
And the cycle, literally, they say around 33 to 34 years.
Oh, okay.
To go from, say, June to come back again to June.
Okay.
And just by 12 days each year, it moves on and ultimately comes back. I remember when I first went from Iraq, run away from Iraq and went to London, and my exams were in the middle of July. I was fasting as well. So I had to fast days long, and I had to with my exams as well. But Alhamdulillah, I mean, this is mercy of Allah.
Yeah. Today, people observe the intermittent fasting. They fast 16 hours anyway, and they're happy about it. So which is really good. Now the Islamic calendar, again, we said it's shorter, and it is 12 months.
Yes, it is 12 months,
Yeah.
but rather than say 30 days, 31 days that we have within the Gregorian calendar, they have either 29 days or 30 days.
Okay.
Based on the sighting of the moon.
Yeah.
And this put them together makes the year, the lunar calendar, shorter than the solar calendar by about 12 days.
For 12 days. Where does the Eid al-Adha fall? Is it on the 10th month? Or?
Yes, it's the 10th day of the 12th month.
12th month. Okay.
We are in here now is the month of the Hijjah, which is the 12th month of the Islamic calendar. And Eid al-Adha, or the festival of the sacrifice, falls on the 10th day of that month.
Not that month. Okay. And to determine that, some people observe the moon, the new moon, and some people use the
astronomy.
The astronomic counting. Is that correct?
Yes. I mean, scholars, the grand scholars have different opinion. Some of them, they rely on the verbal and the literal interpretation of the verse in the Holy Quran, that the sighting by naked eye is necessary. Others say no, sighting is not necessary by the naked eye, but we can establish the beginning of the month through some astronomical calculations.
Yeah. Okay. What we're gonna do is, before we talk about the Hajj, we're gonna take a short break. Please stay tuned.
Life for Relief and Development has now been rated as one of the best charities for humanitarian aid. Life's humanitarian projects span the globe, and Life is celebrating its 30th anniversary of providing essential life-saving aid to people and communities in 36 countries, regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background. Where there is life, there is hope. And when disaster occurs here or around the world, including being one of the first responders to the Turkey-Syria earthquake crisis, Life for Relief and Development rushes in to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. We are looking to help the earthquake victims, and we take 0% overhead on emergency donations. So please help improve these efforts. Learn more about our involvement to help the helpless and bring hope where it's needed most, and make your tax-deductible donation to Life for Relief and Development now at lifeusa.org, or call 248-424-7493. That's 248-424-7493.
A car accident can change your life in an instant. As a result of a car accident, you may become unemployed. As a result of a car accident, you may need a lot of medical treatment. People think that insurance companies are on their side. Why? Because they're giving them one or two benefits. Are they giving them all the benefits they deserve? How would one know unless you consult with an attorney? Call the law offices of Jumana Kiruz at 248-557-3645. 248-557-3645.
Get ready for an amazing experience at Ishtar Restaurant on 15 Mile Road in Sterling Heights. Enjoy excellent hospitality from owners Ali Al-Baghdadi and Fatty Bonham, serving the best in Mediterranean food. Try Chef Ali Al-Baghdadi's famous shawarma, the best Iraqi grills and food, and the best Arabic and international dishes. Dine in our authentic atmosphere or take out. Call 586-698-2585 or check us out on Facebook. Ishtar Restaurant practices all CDC guidelines and is open every day 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Have an amazing experience today at Ishtar Restaurant, 3625 15 Mile Road, Sterling Heights. The U.S. Arab Radio Network is the largest Arab and Muslim radio network in America, broadcasting throughout the Midwest region Monday through Friday on WNZK AM 690. U.S. Arab Radio features Arabic and English language programming on every topic, from health, food, and culture to government, politics, and legal issues. Listen live to U.S. Arab Radio in Michigan, Toledo, Ohio, and Windsor, Canada on WNZK AM 690. And in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia on WDMV 700 AM. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. So join us every day on the U.S. Arab Radio Network and check out our website at www.arabradio.us.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem. We're talking to Imam Kazerooni. We're talking about earlier we were talking about the Eid al-Adha, which is the festival of sacrifice. And now we're going to continue talking about the Hajj, which is the trip to Mecca. Who is supposed to go to Mecca or to the Saudi Arabia, to the Hajj?
Well, the religious or legal requirement is that every person, at least once in their life, every what we call mature, able, capable person, at least once in their life, they are obligated to go to Hajj for pilgrimage once at least. They can go more than once if they wish or desire. These days, there is a much more softly approach to it, that people who have been there, to Hajj once or twice, if they have the money, they can support somebody else that has not been to Hajj, or for the needy communities, orphans, somebody else to go to Hajj. So this way, other people benefit from the purification and soul searching, which is the essence of Hajj. You go to Hajj, spend at least 10 to 14 days of attempting to detach oneself from the material world and get closer to God and ask for forgiveness, etc. So that benefit is given to other people as well.
Yes. So basically, what you're saying is the trip to Mecca is about like a new beginning or like a change in our lives. I mean, what's the purpose there?
It's because from our point of view, the essence of sinfulness and forgetfulness of disobeying Allah is rests on forgetfulness of Allah. So whether it's the month of Ramadan, the activities that we continued after the month of Ramadan, and the period of Hajj, these are all part and parcel of the same process of what we call tazkiyah, or soul searching and purification.
Purification, yeah.
Purification of the soul, where we detach ourselves from the material life that we are so attached to. I know, and I'm sure you have seen, there are a lot of people, they go to Hajj, and one thinks that, okay, they have been able to succeed, only to come back within 6 months. One gets again tangled up with material life. Back to square one.
So it's predicated on somebody charting a new way of life, more spiritual, in life than before.
Yes. If you look at the moment that you wear ihram, that attire that people have to wear during Hajj, that attire or ihram brings down and equals everybody. They all, whether you are the richest or the poorest, you have to wear that 2 or 3 pieces of cloth that you have, and go 2 pieces of cloth that you have to go to Hajj and to offer your prayers. You could be walking shoulder to shoulder to the most influential people next to you, but they are wearing the same thing. People such as Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X and so on, when they went to Hajj and they saw how humble the whole process is, that it brings you down, it doesn't distinguish between color, gender, and everything else, they were shocked that this kind of things exist in Islam.
Absolutely. The highest point of equality, everyone is equal. So basically the trip there, we go to Saudi Arabia. Do we have to go to Mecca immediately, or do we have to go, or what do people go to Medina, which is where the Prophet is buried?
Well, depends on how these organizers organize the trip.
Sure.
Some people organize the trip where going to Medina is first. One spends 3 or 4 days in Medina visiting the shrine of the Holy Prophet and getting closer, using that ambience to get closer to God and so on. And then they travel to Mecca to begin their Umrah and the Hajj that comes after. People, organizers, they go to Hajj immediately, to Mecca immediately. After they finish, then they go to Medina. So either Medina first, Mecca second, or Mecca first, Medina second.
It sounds more practical to go to Medina first and get prepared, spiritually for going to Mecca. Now, Mecca is where the Kaaba is, which is the cube in which we believe it was built by Abraham. Is that correct?
Correct. Well, originally they say it's a place where Adam descended from heaven. The first house of worship. This is why I said at the beginning, although there is a religious component to it that we go and offer Hajj, etc., but at the same time, it is a remembrance of Prophet Ibrahim. What he did, the construction of that mosque. That mosque, originally constructed by Prophet Ibrahim with the help of Ismail, has gone through a number of demolition and rebuilding, but the cube still remains in the same place.
So when we said ihram, which is the, where people wear the white, towels and they dressed up in white, before getting to the main sanctuary for a distance, they have to declare their intention and then wear the ihram, or they can just wear it when they get there?
Well, there are certain locations for those who are coming directly, say from Mecca, they live in Mecca and they want to go for Hajj. There are certain locations for them that they go and take a shower and they do ghusl, which is a purification of the body, and then they wear those towels. But most people who go to Medina, there are places in Medina that just before leaving Medina on the journey coming to Mecca, they go through this wash and wear the ihram and make the intention. And during this period of Umrah and Hajj, the fact that one has made intention and wears this ihram naturally changes one's life, as things one cannot do and certain things one should do. So this is where the details of which are listed in the books of A'mal for Hajj by the grand scholars.
So that like a state of purity, when people wear the ihram, then they have to be peaceful within themselves, the environment, everybody, and then concentrate on worshipping.
Yes.
So the visit to the main sanctuary, which is the Haram al-Sharif, where the Kaaba is, and then what does it also include, the trip to Mecca?
Well, Hajj and Umrah almost have a similar kind of approach, in which once you are muhrim and you are wearing ihram, the organizers of the trip, they get the group and they go around what we call circumvent around the Kaaba and go in a circle
7 times. Yeah.
There is a line near to Hajar al-Aswad, which is the black stone in the corner. The mosque, the cube, and people start their 7 time going round from that corner, make the intention that they are doing tawaf for Hajj or Hajj for Umrah, and they go 7 times. Then they go. Here comes the story of Abraham, Safa and Marwa, which was where after Prophet Ibrahim left Sarah. His wife as well as Ismail in the desert and went back to Palestine. Ismail's mother kept searching for water from one small hill to another small hill. That is now part and parcel of what we call Hajj, where every person that goes remembers this traveling of Hajar from one side to another, water, and ultimately coming down to see that there was a miraculous spring under the feet of Ismail, the baby, which now we have it in Mecca as the Bi'r of Zamzam, of Zamzam, that still water comes out of it, and people use that water to get closer to Allah, to drink and for washing. After the Sa'i bin Safa and Marwa. They come back again to the Haram for Tawaf al-Nisa, and then after Tawaf al-Nisa, they go for prepare themselves for going to other places, but within the close proximity of the Mecca.
Absolutely. And is there anything I haven't asked you that people need to know, whether about the Eid or the trip to Mecca?
Well, the trip to Mecca, one thing, these days, the Saudis have made it very difficult for people who are coming from the West to be able to organize a trip for themselves, to register within a group that the government appoints in Saudi Arabia, and you have to join their group. So different sects of Islam find it very difficult to register, because those people not necessarily would entertain the needs of the individuals that are coming from somewhere else. Sure. But people who are going from the Middle East, that restriction is not there. So people go now to Middle East and somehow join the group, so long as you don't show that you have, say, American passport or British passport or somewhere else. You have to use the Iraqi, the Lebanese, Iranians, or some other passport. This way you can join them and you can follow the Hamla or the group, the organizers, the way they. Government in Saudi Arabia every year increases the costs and the tax for people who are coming from outside. Where I remember many years ago when I went there, it would cost around $5,000 or $6,000. Now it's around $14,000-15,000 per.
Wow. Yeah.
So it has become economically a burden for people that don't have that kind of money. And people who have money, it's the time to support those that they don't, so that inshallah they will be able to travel.
Absolutely. Imam Kazerooni, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, and happy Eid to you, to your family, and happy Eid to everyone.
Likewise, it was my pleasure. Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
With more than 30,000 successful in vitro fertilizations, IVF Michigan is now ranked as one of America's best fertility clinics according to Newsweek magazine. IVF Michigan fertility centers are the recognized leaders in high-quality fertility care. With locations in Bloomfield Hills and 9 other cities in Michigan and Ohio, IVF has experts in all aspects of the field. A founding member, American board-certified Dr. Nicholas Shama, is one of the leading reproductive endocrinologists in Michigan and Ohio. He has performed over 20,000 successful IVF cases, and it's helped thousands of couples fulfill their dreams of parenthood. When it's time to get personalized care from Dr. Nicholas Shama at one of America's best fertility clinics, call IVF Michigan Fertility Centers in Michigan and Ohio toll-free at 855-952-9600. 855-952-9600.
Ziyad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Ziyad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Dana, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products, because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.ziyad.com. That's www.ziyad.com. Ziyad, quality products from our family to yours.
At Top Rehab Physical Therapy Clinic in Dearborn, we provide effective physical therapy sessions in order to limit pain and discomfort. Top Rehab provides physical therapy care for any diagnosis prescribed by a physician, and we regularly see and treat conditions such as stroke, TMJ, fibromyalgia, sciatica, joint pain, and more. We use a variety of pain management methods, including modalities, soft tissue mobilization, and therapeutic exercise. If you're in need of physical rehabilitation or physical therapy, get the highest quality health care at Top Rehab. Most insurance is accepted, and we're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 8 to 6, Tuesday and Thursday 8 to 5, and Saturday 10 till 2. Call for an appointment today at 313 313-846-0555. That's 313-846-0555. Choose Top Rehab Physical Therapy Clinic on Michigan Avenue in Dearborn. Life's too short to be in pain. The U.S. Arab Radio Network is the largest Arab and Muslim radio network in America, broadcasting throughout the Midwest region Monday through Friday on WNZK AM 690. U.S. Arab Radio features Arabic and English language programming on every topic, from health, food, and culture to government, politics, and legal issues. Listen live to U.S. Arab Radio in Michigan, Toledo, Ohio, and Windsor, Canada on WNZK AM 690. And in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia on WDMV 700 AM. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. So join us every day on the U.S. Arab Radio Network and check out our website at www.arabradio.us.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with U.S. Arab Radio. We're going to be talking about election right now. You know, our community has grown in strength and power over the years. I remember when I came to Michigan in 2000, we did not have the power that we have today. So far, we have representatives in Congress, we have representatives at the state, we have mayors, we have all kind of boards. And this really a testament to the strength of the community. And as you well know, there's upcoming elections for local, state, and national as well. And there are elections in the city of Dearborn and the city of Dearborn Heights, both for mayors and other city councils as well. And for the first time, we have, this is not the first time that an Arab American runs or occupies the mayor's office, but this is the first time an Arab American woman is running for office. And with us this morning is one of the candidates. There are 4 people vying for office in the city of Dearborn Heights because Mayor Bill Bazzi has been appointed or in the process of being appointed as an ambassador by President Trump. So his seat is vacant. And then we have 4 people running. And one of those candidates with us this morning, and that's Lena Arzouni. Good morning, and thank you for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the time that you took this morning to meet with me. That means a lot. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Tell us a little about you, education, job, experience, family, so we get to know who Lena Arzouni is.
Sure. I was raised in this country. I came to this country at the age of 7 with my parents. They were both hardworking parents. My dad basically worked in Germac Pistachio Company, which is a manufacturer in downtown Detroit. My mother was a seamstress. So basically, that's how I grew up. I grew up in East Dearborn. I graduated from Fordson High School, and I went to Henry Ford to continue my education. I actually went in to be, I started actually in the nursing program at Henry Ford. And after I started working at the age of 18 at the banking industry, I started out as a teller. So after working for a year or so, I decided to switch my degree to business management. And I continued basically my education in business management. So I stopped nursing and I continued in business management. So, and of course, at the age of 16, I started working just to basically help, just help
the family
cost of basically, growing up. So nothing was actually handed to us. We worked very hard to be where we're at or where I'm at right now. So I worked in the banking industry for about 20 years. And I started out, like I said, as a teller and worked myself up to be a branch manager. I had about 10 people, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes depending on the branch I was in. I was moved to several different branches in the Dearborn Heights, Livonia area. And basically with my leadership, finance, management skills, I moved basically from banking and I decided to join basically my husband, which he is an architect in an interior design and a builder. So in managing basically as a businesswoman, helping him manage his own business.
That's good.
Yeah. So I am married. I have two beautiful kids. They're both in college. My oldest is a girl, and she's in Wayne State. That's her second year. My son, he's actually at Henry Ford. That's his first year. So basically, we worked very hard as a family to be where we're at right now. And the reason why I'm doing this is to basically make a difference.
That's why you want to run for mayor, right?
Exactly, is to make a difference, to show my skills, to help others, basically with the leadership, finance, management experience that I have. I want to be able to help others, and this is why I'm running. Basically, that's part of the reason why I'm running.
Sure. Any previous public service experience?
Yes, of course. I actually, at the age of 16, I used to volunteer a lot with basically helping my neighbors out, like senior citizens. So this is just a small example as far as prepping meals, as far as getting groceries, as far as this is something like they called it back in the day, like a nurse's aide. Okay. So this is something I would do. And then of course, as you know, being with the banking industry, we actually had a lot of environmental impact on resident and commercial development within the city. So meaning we did I did attend a lot of seminars on like a charity project that I did with the banking. I also did a lot of volunteer work with Eternal Light that's in Dearborn Heights, me and my kids, to help, like service our community that are in need with.
That's your volunteer experience, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Have you ran for office before?
No, that's actually my first time running for office. I'm not a politician. I'm just a resident, and I just want to do what's right. So I'm just basically standing up for my community, for my residents, because I don't like what's happening in our city, and I want to make a difference.
Wonderful. What is the most important issue in the city right now in the city of Dearborn Heights?
There's a lot. I mean, I can basically, start giving you examples, but basically the most important thing in our city that I see is disunity. Okay. And disunity is basically, everybody's kind of doing whatever they want, like according to their personal interest, instead of actually doing what's right for the residents. There's a lot of disconnect. There's no transparency. And this is something that I see. So like each department in the city, if, like for instance, the Parks and Recreation Department, okay, they need to basically expand. This is something I would like to see expand, the quality and the services for our senior citizens, for our younger generation. So that way they have something to look forward to. Planning and Zoning Department, they need to improve basically on attracting new residents. As far as the Treasury Department, the Treasury Department needs to improve on electronics. Okay, they need to improve on like electronic improvement. HR Department, they need to improve on recruiting efforts. So after doing all that research, like I can keep going. Like I said, like as far as like our police department, they're very short staffed, and this is like my high priority because they're the backbone of our community. So we need to be able to work all of us together, put our personal interests aside, okay, and do what is right for our city and for our residents.
Wonderful. Why should people vote for you?
That's a good question. Why should people vote for me? Because I don't like the damage the disunity has done for us. I want to be able to basically I don't like the madness, the separation, basically the internal madness that's happening, the disconnect that's happening between the council members and between, the administration. So I want us to have a basically a plan, a goal that we can work together, and we can actually, put everything on the side, and let's have a plan. Let's do what's right for this city. And why people should vote for me, because I'm not doing this for the title. I'm not doing this obviously for the money. I'm not doing it for anything else. I'm doing it because I want to basically stand up and do what's right for our city, and make a difference. I'm a new life of blood. I don't have any past and honesty against anyone. I'm just a working professional that wants to do what's right for the community and wants to be loyal to our community. That's all I want. And I'm here to listen. I'm here to learn. I'm here to act. I'm not saying I know everything. Nobody knows everything.
Exactly.
But I want to listen to my residents. I want to basically act, on their concerns. I want to do what's right for them. I want to unite all of us so we can be all one team.
Any other issues you like to share that are important to you?
Yes, I would like to see improvement in new developments in my city, okay, because that would actually help our economic growth, and that would help unite all of us, and that would bring a lot of business to our city, and that would actually, the image that we will be bringing out to the city, it will be more welcoming. I want that. I want to see that. I want people, when residents or outsiders, when they come to our city, that they want to be proud to be in it. I don't like the fact that now when I go to other cities, okay, that basically they have that negative impact about, for instance, what they're seeing, on the council meetings, that disconnect they're seeing. So I want to take that image out and provide them with a better vision for our city, so that way we can attract more businesses, we can attract more residents to live here. And this is basically my motivation. Okay, I want to be able to listen to everyone and do what I can to help others, because this is what I enjoy doing. And with my background, I enjoyed it to the point where I was basically doing it out of my kindness of heart. I really, it's not about, there's no advantage to me as far as, title or, or the chair, or no. We all need to stick together and do what's right for the city. This is my goal, and I can't do it alone. I need everybody's support.
Absolutely. How can people reach you if they have any questions or
I have social media. I have Facebook, which is Lena Arzouni for mayor. I have Instagram, also Lena Arzouni for mayor. I have my website, which is lenaarzouni.com, and I also have my email, which is lenaarzouniformayor@gmail.com. So anybody could reach me on social media, on my website, or email. I'll be more than happy to basically communicate with everyone, to listen, to get their feedback, to hear their concerns. That's why I'm here. And I want to do whatever I can, so we can bring us together and listen to each other and have a plan and a goal, okay, to reach, and put our basically personal interests aside.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us. And I'd like to remind our listeners that we will be reaching out to all the candidates that are running for office in Dearborn Heights, to give them the chance to tell us, and learn more about them. Thank you so much, and good luck to you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time and listening to me. I appreciate it. I just have one thing I would like to add before I go, Mr. Hachem, is basically, I just ask for all social media, newspapers, basically city pages, okay, that are on social media, that if anybody wants to know anything about me or about my platform, to please search me up before they actually announce anything that's basically not true, or invalid information about my background or why I'm running. Okay. So I appreciate it if everybody, just like what you did, gave me the time to interview me, or at least search me up on social media. I mean, everything is I'm very transparent. Everything is
Sure.
All right. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate the time you're giving me today. And I thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, we're with Lena Arzouni. She's running for mayor in Dearborn Heights. Thanks again.
Thank you. And I ask for everybody to vote for me. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Every year in Michigan, approximately 3,000 people die of drug overdose. Today's drugs are more addictive and deadlier than ever before. Most street opioids tested contain a potentially lethal dose of fentanyl. Drug overdoses are preventable. Keep naloxone on hand. Together, we can change the statistics. Learn how to save lives at michigan.gov/SUD. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Are you going to start a restaurant or grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Naji Abood, 734-744-9796.
The U.S. Arab Radio Network is the largest Arab and Muslim radio network in America, broadcasting throughout the Midwest region Monday through Friday on WNZK AM 690. U.S. Arab Radio features Arabic and English language programming on every topic, from health, food, and culture to government, politics, and legal issues. Listen live to U.S. Arab Radio in Michigan, Toledo, Ohio, and Windsor, Canada on WNZK AM 690. And in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia on WDMV 700 AM. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. So join us every day on the U.S. Arab Radio Network and check out our website at www.arabradio.us.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem. I want to thank Lena for being with us, Lena Arzouni. Wish her luck during the election. I also want to thank Imam Kazerooni for being with us, talking about Eid al-Adha, the festival of sacrifice. And I want to wish you, all of you, happy Eid, and hopefully happy and peaceful Eid or festival, to enjoy it with you and your family. Again, it's different in every community. Islam is a worldwide religion, and Muslims from different countries, even from the Middle East, every country celebrates the Eid differently than the other. No matter how you celebrate it, we wish you happy Eid and peaceful Eid, and keep the needy and the poor in your thoughts and prayers. And if you can help, this is what the essence of the Eid is, or the festival is. Also keep the sick and those who are in a bind. Offering prayer for those people is always, also part of the Eid. We should do it every day, but specifically has a different meaning during this Eid. So hopefully that we ask the Lord to bless them all, and ask also, we pray for quick recovery for all those who are sick, and for those of us who are in need, to grant them their wishes. And again, I want to thank you for listening, and wish you all, whether you observe or not, a peaceful and happy day and weekend for that. Before I let you go, I just want to mention to you that as you well know, I do work in real estate, and the market is really, really good for sales right now. We don't have enough homes on the market. Sales are down a little bit is because we don't have enough homes on the market. We don't have enough good homes on the market. I have a client who wants a home in Livonia with some land with it, and it's really hard to find. We have very, very, very few choices out there. So if you have a home in Livonia and you want to sell it with some land, acre and 2 or 3 or 4, we would love to talk to you. My number is 313-819 0101, 313-819-0101. And some people are a little bit worried about the interest rates. I think they're going to come down, but if you need a home, you need a home. The other thing is that right now there aren't that many buyers, on the market. There are a good number of buyers, but not as many buyers. So if you qualify, this is a really good time to buy, and later on you can refinance. And this is something very important because you're not going to have as much competition now. But if the interest rate goes down a point or two, then you're going to have a lot more competition if you're buying, if you're buying a home. So this is really a good time to buy. And at the same time, it's a good time to sell because we don't have enough inventory and we don't have enough homes on the market. The economy is in question a little bit right now because of what's going on in Washington with the tariffs. But again, if hopefully things are going to work out soon with the tariffs, and then it's going to take off even more. So I don't want to get into the political aspect of it, but from a financial point of view, again, if you have any plans and you need help with any assessments as far as commercial real estate, please let me know at 313-819-0101. This is a really good time to evaluate what should you do and where should you go from here. It has to serve your business and your business goals. So I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you as well. Again, the number is 313-819-0101. Thank you to our team. Thank you to our founder, Leila Al-Husni. And thank you to the production manager, Mike. And thank you to everyone. Happy Eid and wish you best of time. Bye now.